This judge doesn't mince words. The second Owens opens his mouth, she's already reading his phone calls. And not just summaries. Verbatim. Every message, every excuse. She knows he's been lying. So when she says, "You sure as hell don't seem embarrassed on your phone calls," that's not theater. That's pure frustration from a judge who's done being lied to.
On a motion to terminate community control sanctions. Defendant's been charged with 4 separate violations. He is present in court with counsel Mr. James Matthews. Mr. Matthews, what is the defendant's intention at this time?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Owens would like to waive his right to both a probable cause and final hearing and enter a plea of guilty to the violations.
Mr. Owens, you've been charged with violating the condition. You need to talk from him for a minute?
We aren't quite there yet.
What's that?
Yes, sir.
You have been charged with violating the conditions of your community control sanctions. Specifically, it's alleged there's 4 alleged violations. The first 3 are Rule 8 violations. Rule 8 prohibits you from using, possessing, or having under your control any controlled substance that is not prescribed to you by a licensed physician. And the first allegation alleges that on September 30th, you submitted a urine screen that tested positive for alcohol. The next Rule 8 violation is that on October 1st, you submitted a urine screen that tested positive for alcohol. The third Rule 8 violation is that on October 1st, you self-reported that you had drank 2 beers on September 30th. That sort of goes hand in hand.
Your Honor, I apologize.
I apologize.
Before the fireworks, the court walks through 4 separate violations, all from the same guy. 2 alcohol-positive tests, 1 self-admission, and a police contact he never reported. When you're on probation, that's basically a full strikeout. His lawyer tries to minimize the damage by pleading guilty across the board. Fast, clean, no arguments. But the judge isn't buying the act.
I wouldn't worry about that. Okay.
Are you prepared to go forward?
Yes, my apologies, Your Honor.
That's all right. Do you need any more time?
No, sir.
Third violation, that you self-reported drinking beer on September 30th, sort of goes obviously hand in hand with one of the other 2. Lastly, this Rule 2 violation requires you to report report to your probation officer immediately any contact you have with law enforcement officers, any citations you receive, or any arrests that may have occurred. And on September 19th, you had contact with the Willoughby Police Department and you failed to report that to your probation officer. Now, you have the right to have 2 hearings regarding these allegations. The first hearing is what's called a probable cause hearing, which is a hearing where the state would be required to present some evidence that would suggest you probably committed these violations. The second hearing is a final hearing on the merits, and that would be on another day and time to give you time to prepare if that's what you wanted to do. And that would be a hearing where the state would be required to prove the actual merits of what they are alleging. Now, you could have either or both of these hearings, but you could also waive the hearings and plead guilty to the violations. And your attorney has indicated he believes that's what you want to do, waive the hearings and plead guilty. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, before the court can accept your waiver and your admission, I need to make sure you understand the potential penalties you face if you are found to have violated your community control sanctions. If, in fact, that did occur, the court could extend your probation up to 5 years. I can impose more restrictive sanctions against you, or I could terminate your probation and send you to prison. And if I did that, that could be 6 to 18 months in prison on count 1, an additional 6 to 12 months in prison on count 2. Those could be consecutive for up to 30 months or 2.5 years in prison. You understand all the potential penalties you face if you're found to have violated your community control sanctions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, having been so advised, what do you want to do at this time? Do you want to have either of these hearings, or do you want to waive the hearings and plead guilty to the violations?
I'd like to waive and plead guilty, Your Honor.
Very well. That's the first allegation, that you tested positive for alcohol on September 30th. What is your plea to that?
Guilty, Your Honor.
For the second Rule 8 violation, for submitting a urine screen that tested positive for alcohol on October 1st, what is your plea to that?
Guilty, Your Honor.
For admitting on October 1st that you drank 2 beers on September 30th, what is your plea to that?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And the Rule 2 violation, for failing to report contact with the Willoughby Police Department on September 19th. You failed to report that to your probation officer. What is your plea to that?
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right, the court will accept your plea of guilty, find that you did violate your community control sanctions. Everybody hold tight.
All right.
No, you don't. Mr. Matthews, any reason not to go forward with sentencing at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Is there anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, thank you. Your Honor, Mr. Owens is hoping that the court will continue his community control. He does understand that there is a need for further treatment. He has been consuming alcohol while on probation and does want help addressing this issue, Your Honor. We are hoping that the court would order him to attend and complete the program at either Lake House and I know that Mr. Owens does have some concerns about where he would reside after being released from one of those facilities if he is sent there, and he does want to address that issue with the court.
Owens takes the floor, apologizing not just to the court but to his probation officer for lying. He calls it a very poor decision, but then he begs. He pleads for the judge not to ban him from his fiancée. It's raw and emotional. He says she's his only connection to the outside world. But in the judge's mind, that's exactly the problem. The relationship is toxic, enabling, and self-destructive.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Owens, you have the right to address this court before your sentence. You can say anything you want. Is there anything you want to say at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
First, I would like to apologize to the probation department for lying about me using alcohol. I made a very, very poor decision, and I am and
One
was.
decision? You made one poor decision?
I've made several poor decisions, Your Honor, and I am very truly sorry, and I am embarrassed and ashamed and terrified to where it was going to lead me, and this is where it does. I was notified that there is possibly going to be a no contact between me and my fiancée, Miss Stillwell. I would beg the court to reconsider. That is my fiancée, my only contact to the outside world, and where I now reside. I know I've made some very poor decisions, but I've also made some positive decisions in just I moved out of Lake County to get away from.
And that's when it blows up. The judge reminds him, we listen to your calls. We read your messages. She calls out the manipulation, the fake remorse, even quotes his own words back to him. He tries to say she's misunderstanding, but she's got the receipts. It's not emotion anymore, it's accountability, and she's holding the line.
A lot of the people, the places, the things that can trigger me to make some of the poor decisions, or at least help me make some of the decisions that I make. I know I'm competent of my decision making, but I figured that it's time for me to make a valiant change in my life and get away from the people, places, and things that I've known my whole life. And I moved in with my fiance, and I'm trying to better my life.
But that's not working. And you are aware that we know everything you guys have been talking about, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
We've been listening to your phone conversations, been reading messages. You guys admit that you enable each other. How is that benefiting you?
Because
you talk about how you enable each other, and you talk about how you're so embarrassed and ashamed. You sure as hell don't seem embarrassed and ashamed on your phone calls. I can read the comments too if you want, or we can look at them together.
Your Honor,
You don't give a shit about me or what anything that's going to happen here.
yes, I do.
Well, we can read these messages here if you want. You don't care what I say. Nobody's going to tell you what to do except for her. She'll tell you what you can do, but nobody else is going to, and you're not going to listen to anything anybody tells you.
That's not even remote. I've been terrified.
It's not remote. It's your own words. You said those out of your mouth.
I don't recall ever saying anything of that nature, Your Honor.
You did.
I've been terrified of possible.
I don't care what anyone tells you. I'm not going to listen to what. I'm not going to do anything that anyone tells me to do, except for you. And you're talking to her. I'm not going to do what anyone tells me to do.
I don't think that was pertaining to the court, Your Honor. Because honestly, my life is in your hands. My future right now is in your hands.
You guys admit that you enable each other. There's been multiple police interactions since you guys have been together, which you've not reported to the probation officer. There's one violation here, but there's more than one that have occurred. She only violated you for the one.
I'm just begging, please.
Well,
I will do any and everything that is required. Moving forward, I will do any and everything I have to. The only thing that I beg, I plead, is to at least help me have contact with my fiance. Let me go on the journey that I need to go on to get myself better. She was in a better place before we had gotten together. And
you guys are doing well together. You're getting. There's police involvement. You're drinking daily. You admit all this. We listened to the phone calls.
I am doing.
So the charade you're putting out, what you even said, I'm just going to go in there and act like that. You said it's one of your phone calls. You said something like that.
No, I said I'm going to come in and admit that I'm wrong. I'm going to put my tail between my legs.
Like, let me read
I'm going to
this.
put my head down.
Owens literally begs for one thing, contact with his fiancée. But the judge shuts it down cold. You can ask all you want. You can beg all you want. And then she drops the hammer, postponing sentencing, leaving his future hanging. No yelling. Just silence and a single message. If you won't change, the system will make the change for you.
And you guys have only been together for what, a couple months?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're engaged now?
Yes.
When did that happen?
A week before I got violated. I moved out of my apartment in Willoughby. I no longer reside there. The room's already rented. My address is in Lakewood.
I mean, you're on the phone together, coming up and concocting stories. You're recorded sitting in the freaking lobby at the jail when you showed up there one day, sitting with her out in the lobby, concocting a story that you were going to come up with to explain why you were drinking.
It wasn't it was me. It wasn't us. It was me, Your Honor.
She was there right with you doing it.
It was me.
We can watch it.
I'm just asking, please. I'll do whatever I have to. I just beg.
Well, begging's not going to get you anywhere, right? I'm going to do what is best for you. If you're going to have any chance of success, I'm going to do what is best for you. Now, you may disagree with that, and if you don't want to do that, we don't have to do it.
Your Honor, I can't. I can't tell you that I'm going to. I won't violate that. I can't. That is my future wife, and that's one thing that I cannot promise the court.
Then we're wasting our time here, it sounds like.
Your Honor, that's one thing I'm asking, please.
You can ask all you want. You can beg all you want. We're going to be back here otherwise, if that happens.
Then what's my alternatives?
You know your alternative.
Because I can't go without contacting my fiance. That's where I live. When I get released, that's where I live. That's my home. I cannot go without contact.
Well, then, Mr. Matthews, what do you want to do here today? I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to continue the sentencing hearing on this probation violation. We'll come back on another day for sentencing. Is there anything else at this time?
No,
All rise.